Eventually.
Hello and welcome to You Heard It Here. Eventually.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're back.
It's like a metronome.
Mm-hmm.
You know, got to keep it in rhythm. Got to
Yeah.
go.
I was a band geek. I get it.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I literally always forget that you were in band from like
Fourth grade
birth
to
to
freshman year of college.
I even remember, and when we met, you were still in school, so like you would talk about band
Yeah.
basically all the time on our Skype calls, and I
Mhm.
still don't remember you did that because you never talk about it
What
anymore.
instrument
You have
did I
no
play?
musical. You were trombone, trumpet. You were a brass instrument though, right?
No,
No. Oh my god, were you jazz saxophone or something?
I was a saxophonist. Yes,
Not jazz.
I
but
was in
saxophone.
jazz
Saxophone
band.
isn't brass.
It's woodwind because you have a reed.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Blowing my fucking mind right now. I swear to God.
So I was alto sax, which is like the second smallest one. From fourth grade to like sophomore year of high school. Then I switched to like bassoon, which was like the worst year of my life because they needed a bassoonist for concert band 1, which was like the second level band. And then they needed a baritone sax, so I went from the smallest sax to the biggest sax for my senior year because symphonic band needed a baritone sax, and I wasn't good, but I got into symphonic band without ever auditioning, and that's the pride of my high school career.
And you were like a xenomorph, just morphing to what the student body needed at the time. You know?
Exactly.
You were Batman, not the hero they wanted, but the hero they needed. You know?
Exactly.
Maybe they wanted you. I don't know.
I liked it.
I thought in my head, I had a picture of Lisa Simpson because she plays saxophone.
That's
and
me.
I was like, no, I'm only thinking about that because it's brass and it has to be another brass instrument because there's no way, like, I remember saxophone. I
Yeah.
was so sure. But I guess I have that mental. You and Lisa Simpson are basically doppelgangers in
we
my
are
mind.
we are one and the same.
Explains a lot of my dreams, actually.
Wow.
Uh, not really. I don't remember any of my dreams. Basically, like a
Yo, I had a dream
dead
the other day.
mom.
Hang on, tangents already starting. I had a dream the other day, and I texted it to my friends, and one of my friends said, "That's deep. You should see a therapist." So let's try to debunk it. So what happened is I was in high school. I was doing normal schoolwork, and I don't remember who my teacher was, but he was like some old guy. And I was wearing slides with no socks for some reason, which I would never do in public. I'll always wear slides in public, but I'll always wear socks with them.
Okay.
And then some fuck stole my shoes. So I was just barefoot in school, and I wouldn't go to the next period because I didn't want to walk in the hallway without socks on, obviously. So I just sat in the same classroom and listened to the same lesson twice. And that was my entire dream. And my friend told me that it's much deeper than that, and I need to be psychoanalyzed.
That's straight nightmare. That's a horror movie right there.
Yeah.
It wrote itself. I think all dreams are a lot deeper than surface level. Because some dark dreams at surface level are like, I'm a fucking psychopath, and then you go to a therapist and it's like, oh no, you're just worried, you're just stressed about work.
I've had dreams
Okay.
where I used to have this dream. I'm pretty sure I do this still, but I think I grind my teeth in my dreams. And I'm pretty sure I had a dream once where like I grinded my teeth so hard that they flipped out of my mouth. And then I woke up with like tooth pain. So I'm pretty sure I did it in real life, just not enough
Probably were grinding your teeth. Yeah, I went through like 3 nights where I ground my teeth, and like my mom convinced me to go to CVS and get one of those like things you can heat up and mold to your mouth, the mouth guard for the night, so you don't do it. I went and got one. I spent like $25 on this thing or however much it is. I never used it, and then Karina told me I wasn't grinding my teeth anymore anyway. So I was like, oh, great. I just have this unreturnable thing. I'll use it one day, I guess.
Yeah,
If I ever
get
grind my
old.
teeth again in the future.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember many of my dreams. There was a phase. So I know that there is this strategy. If you want to remember your dreams, usually you do remember some of them. And like you'll wake up and then you'll lose it. But if you wake up and you're conscious enough to like write them down and review them and keep like a dream journal, it'll actually help you remember them, like more dreams, like longer durations of the dream, until I think you have like basically part of this process. You have to do this process if you want to do that lucid dream stuff where you control them.
I want to learn how
To
lucid
become
dream.
God. Yeah.
That shit's cool as fuck.
Sounds interesting, but I'm thinking to myself, I like going to sleep and waking up a moment later.
That is
Like
true.
nothing in between. There's no time spent. I just go to sleep and I wake up and then I'm ready, you know? Like I like that effect. I don't
Mm.
know why. I think because I hate sleeping because I think it's a waste of
Waste
time. I
time,
could
yeah.
be working on pod or like streaming or reading a book or something. I don't know. Um, but yeah, no, I really would love to analyze my dreams. I remembered a few when I was a kid, and some of them were fucking weird. Like
Mhm.
back when this one part I remember specifically. This is the dream that I always remember, and I know I've had others and stuff that, and I remember pieces, but the one I remember the most of is like walking home from middle school. I'm walking with my friend who was on the larger side. We called him Chubbs.
Damn.
We were very creative at the time. He actually liked the name. He preferred it because he seemed like a big tough guy.
Mhm.
And we were walking together and we were walking home. We were walking past our elementary school where we met. And up on the roof, there was a dog barking. And I don't remember I think it was like a greyhound or like it was like a Doberman or something. I remember it was a dark dog.
Mhm.
And it was just barking. And it was like, going, "Woo, woo, woo, woo." And I look up at my school and on the roof, I can see two people. And it's Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears because they were dating at the time, I
What
think.
the hell?
Or at least I thought they were. And they were having sex to the rhythm of the dog barking.
Wow.
So you talk about psychoanalyzing
You need
dreams.
to
I would love a
psychoanalyze
therapist to
that.
think about
Yeah.
that one.
That's
Yeah. And
crazy.
then we just continued onward, and like for some reason my friend had to like take a shit. So he went by one of those like gutters, the opening there, and he just lowered his
He
pants,
just
and I
let
was like,
loose.
I'm out, and I started walking away, and then I woke up from the dream.
That's crazy. One time I pooped in a forest in real life and I didn't cover it. I went into this forest with my friends and there was a trampoline, but it didn't have the jumpy part. So it was just the frame of the trampoline and I
Mm.
squatted and I shit. That's
And you just
probably
used it for target practice because you definitely didn't need that.
I don't know. I just remember I was like we need to get back to your house right now because there's nothing to wipe with here. And
Mm,
that's the most
that is the
adventurous I
problem.
think I've ever been in my life. I
You
think
know,
ever since then I've been shameful.
I spend I spend way too much time thinking about how the hell did cavemen wipe their asses and how did they shit
True.
and where did they
Cuz like
do it and
sometimes
stuff. What
you'll
system
shit.
did they have?
Sometimes you'll shit and you'll be like you'll wipe and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm done." And then you'll like sit down for like an hour and be like, "Was I done wiping?"
Hmm.
You're like, "Something's a little itchy down there." Were
Yeah,
they itchy 90 hours a day?
that's the weird part. And then like you hear squatty potty is like how we're supposed to naturally squat down to shit instead of sit,
Yeah.
and it, like everything comes out like how a dog just curves its back and all the shit
Mhm.
comes out in like 10 seconds. I think about that way too often. Like I should think about that exactly once in my life and move on, but I think like at at least 10% of my poops it ends up coming popping into my head. How did this happen? I think
That's a good thought
usually
that
when
I've
I do
never
have a
had.
messier one where I'm
Yeah.
like, my God, if I'm I mean they had different diets. They had more fiber maybe and it was like
I
harder
think if
shits.
you
I
had
don't know.
diarrhea back then, you were probably dead though.
That was the runs, yeah.
Yeah.
That was dysentery, the thing that
Yeah.
kills you on the Oregon Trail
Yeah.
all the time, apparently. It's like impossible to beat that game and not die of dysentery.
Yeah.
You beat that game by living the longest and being the last one by himself forever until you die of dysentery, like all
That's
your other friends.
actually it's sad to say cuz I know it's such a loved game. That was before my time. I never played it.
That was before my time.
Oh, really?
I never played the computer version, but they came out with like a card game version of it that's
Um
actually winnable. And my friend got it because he thought it was a joke, or he thought it was hilarious because in the game you still do die of dysentery 90% of the time.
mhm.
So we would go to like breweries and sit down where they have the tables and you can just sit and you bring in your own games, or they have board games and stuff. And or at least they do that in Jersey. And we would just play the game. And
Damn.
I think I saw
We
someone
don't
win once, but I died of dysentery every single time.
That's like a normal thing. Y'all have that?
Yeah, I mean before COVID, it was a lot more normal.
Listen,
I think now everything's opening back up. It's basically back to
Jersey is
those
like its
levels,
own fucking country. Y'all don't pump your own gas. Y'all bring your own board
and it's
games to
cheap.
this place.
It's cheaper than most other states too. And I was just thinking about this. We just tax it so little because we have to. I guess because a lot of the funds go to pay
Wait, so like
paying the pump
what
tax.
is expensive gas by you?
Expensive gas by me is
Yeah.
like I would say like 310 a
Damn.
gallon.
I've seen it like 5 something up here.
Really? Our
Yeah.
cheapest one that I saw recently was a BJ's. It's like a Costco competitor that they
Mhm.
were huge. I was like 3 years old. They totally went kaput with Costco, and
Mm.
now they're making a resurgence and they have gas just like Costco. I just drove past when it was 280. If you're a BJ's member, and like
What
what a
a
name
name.
for a wholesaler, right? Like, yeah, I'm just going to BJ's. Like, is that a girl's name, a guy's name, or is that the wholesaler? Because I always think of the wholesaler
Listen,
last for sure.
I realized that my um so my roommate's name, his middle name is Joseph. So his initials, he could go by BJ if he wants to, and I think I'm
Mhm.
gonna bring that back.
It's like BJ Novak from The
Yeah,
Office.
yeah,
Yeah, Ryan. He clearly didn't use any of his real name
yeah.
because that would have been way too easy for Michael Scott to make jokes. Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
God, that was a kind of a missed opportunity. Probably it could just, but they wanted him to be in love with him,
Mm-hmm.
not to make jokes at his expense a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get that. Oh, all right. It's my turn to
Tangent's
be like
over.
the person in yeah it's my turn to be in charge, right? What is it, like 12 minutes of tangent before we did anything
Yeah.
on the agenda, and we have 13 items with only 5 maybes. So really like 8 items we really want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so let's start as we always do. BTotW, big titty, O to week. Um, I'll go first, even though like I like yours better actually.
You
I
do?
don't know if you saw it. Well, I think it's awesome, and it's gonna just start a trend on this podcast and our streams, and
True.
we're gonna start a big group, of thugs that all carry. Uh, so the Borderlands trailer came out, live action. You probably haven't seen it yet, right? Because I think it came out like yesterday.
I have not seen it, but I saw it, and then I was like, I never played this game, so
Yeah,
I don't care.
right. Well, I only really knew about it because I saw the casting, like
Mm-hmm.
comparison, side by side comparisons. I don't know if they necessarily look all that alike, but let me tell you something. They nailed the humor of Borderlands. Borderlands, I did play Borderlands 2 and or 3. I never beat any of them, but I played with some friends and it's a fun game. Like I would totally if they made a new one, I would totally jump all over it if we could get like a group to play it like once a week and
Do
just
you
go through
need
it and beat it.
4 or can you do 2?
No, you can do any number. You can do it by yourself. It's just a lot more fun with friends because it's just chaos. It's like a middle ground between like a normal game, like a normal shooter like Call of Duty and Helldivers 2,
Mm.
where it's just pure
Listen,
chaos on the
what
screen
is
nonstop.
Helldivers 2? Everyone's talking about this game. My friend Olive is like, when the servers get fixed, we should play this game. I've never
Mhm.
I hear everyone talking about it. I don't know anything about it.
So you basically just like crash or like you're on this planet and it's just like a perma assault of stuff happening. Like
Is there a story?
waves of enemies. I think there is a story. So you always have to play with two. It's almost like Army of Two. Like you have to have someone. You either have to do a
Bill?
online match, buddy match, or you can play with a friend. Obviously, playing with a friend is a lot more fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always a group of 2, and it's just you versus like a horde of enemies, bosses, all this stuff. And like as you're fighting, you have laser beams coming down from space, blowing up some enemies. You have more enemies spawning in, and like just it's like crazy stuff. I haven't played it. I haven't even watched it on stream. I've just seen it on my Instagram a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and it does look really fun, like really funny. But I also think it kind of is gonna go the way of Power World. It's gonna be faddish,
Yeah.
and people are gonna kind of move on from this like high octane craziness. But it's just an extreme. It's
Mm-hmm.
like Pirate Warriors and those kinds of games. I forget what
Yeah.
the genre is called,
Um.
but like for
Yeah.
One Piece.
Warrior, or I call them just warrior games, but yeah.
Yeah, there's where it's just hordes of enemies,
Mm-hmm.
nonstop enemies. You're just beating the shit out of them, and then the only real enemies you have to worry about are bosses,
Mm-hmm.
where they might actually do damage to you.
So it's like a warriors
It
game if a
feels like
warriors game
Helldivers.
was a shooter.
Yeah,
Okay.
and like you got like rocket launchers for the big enemies. You just like you start running, you whip out an assault rifle, you start mowing things down from a distance and stuff.
Gotcha.
I don't know how difficult it is. I know the really difficult stuff is actually like intense and tough to beat, and people are saying that they need more people to start playing because they need bigger groups or whatever. I don't know if you can do bigger than 2 groups. Maybe like there are raid level things. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
100% sure. It does look like pure chaos and it looks like a lot of fun, but it looks like something where it's more of a time sink and not really so story intensive, so it's not as interesting to me personally.
Yeah.
Borderlands is the right balance for me.
Gotcha.
Borderlands is like it's really funny. It's a good cast of characters. You play as a character, one of the 4 or 5 playable, however many they have in each game. And I think, and with DLCs, they'll add more. They all have cool dialogue. They have funny moments, funny set pieces. The weapons are just hilarious. Their names, they're all dirty jokes and stuff. Their powers, they have like it's like a looter shooter, I think is what Borderlands is technically called.
Gotcha.
So you raid the vaults, you try to get better like legendary guns, attachments, different like armor, things like that. You're going from planet to planet. There is an enemy, an overarching enemy, normally like some crazy mofo. um, and it does look like the humor is present in the trailer. Jack Black is like the voice actor we never knew we needed, and he came into this game way too late. He's Claptrap,
Which is like that
and
robot thing, right?
yeah, and he nails it again, just like Bowser, just like with Kung Fu Panda. He is top tier. His humor, his timing, his delivery is always on point. There's like at the end of the trailer, just if this might entice you, almost like a mini convinced me like to watch this trailer. He starts his butt flap opens and like steel starts coming out. And Kevin Hart's character goes, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm expelling my excess steel." And everyone's looking at him, and he like it stops. He's like, "Oh, don't look at me. I can't go." Oh, wait. And then he like leans and like it all starts shooting out. He's like, "I can go. Don't stop looking at me. Keep looking at me." Like he's like screaming it at them. And Kevin Hart's just like, "Are we really waiting for this?"
And
You
that's
know,
how funny
like
the games are too.
the games are really funny. Yeah,
All
the
right.
games are also very funny.
I think I
I
own
feel like this
all of
movie's
them.
actually gonna be slightly funnier because they
Gotcha.
have all the perfectly timed delivery. You have all the characters around all the time, which
Hmm.
you don't if you don't have 4 people playing.
Yeah.
So you might miss some dialogue. Um, Jamie Lee Curtis is a character, so it gives me hope for the One Piece casting. Like she is a nerd at heart, and she's getting all the projects she wants to work on. So I'm sure she's gonna be Dr. Kurenha, Kurenha. I don't remember. I know it's a
Reha.
K, Kureha.
Yeah.
So it gives me hope that she's gonna get that casting. She seems pretty good in it. Um, Kevin Hart, I saw he has a Netflix movie where he's not just always screaming, and in this movie, it looks like he's much more subdued humor
Hmm.
and not his over the top ridiculousness all the time, which I think is a sweet spot for him.
Yeah.
He was kind of getting a little like his just shouting at everything and like being over the top was getting on my nerves.
Hmm.
Not on my nerves, but like I didn't find it as charming, 10 movies in as I did
Yeah.
the first movie I saw him in. And for this one, he looks like a more subdued, he's more reactionary humor, a little bit of sarcasm thrown in. He's not just screaming all the time. He really is like reacting to all the characters around him. And I think that he's going to play off of all the characters, but because he's so funny, naturally, like the energy is going to make all the other characters around him more funny.
Hmm.
Like the little girl that's supposed to be Tiny Tina, I think, if I'm
Yeah.
thinking of the right Borderlands. And the one with red hair, who I think actually might have been, I don't remember if
Isn't
it
that
is,
like
but she
Kate
looked kind of like,
Blanchett?
yeah, I think it's Freya.
Oh,
No,
is
not
that her name?
Freya. Hela.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hela
Thor.
from Ragnarok. She's a fantastic actress, and I
Hmm.
think that again, she's probably going to nail it. And she was also really funny in a couple of moments when she was playing against Kevin Hart's character. I can't remember if this was her or Jamie Lee Curtis. But at one point, like Kevin Hart is shooting someone, and then one of those characters pulls the gun out of him, like out of his pants, and
Hmm.
starts shooting. And he's like, "What just happened?" And then she goes, "I needed a gun." And he's like, "Well, you asked."
Oh, I think that was Jamie Lee Curtis. I think I saw that
That's
on
Jamie Lee Curtis, right?
Twitter. Yeah.
I was pretty sure it was her, but I wasn't 100% sure. I'm pretty sure that Kate Blanchett's character is more of the siren type, where she uses her abilities more,
Hmm.
so she has like energy projection and stuff. Overall, it just looks really funny, and if the trailer and if the movie is on par with what the trailer had me feeling, like laughing and stuff,
Hmm.
I think it's a really great video game adaptation. So again, we're like getting further into the point where video games are a respected medium. They get the right budget, the right actors. You have people now who were fans of the source material that are in acting in it,
Hmm.
or like producing it, or making it, or writing it. And so it's just higher quality. It's
Yeah.
like the world is filling up with Henry Cavill's, which is like a paradise. It's heaven on earth,
Yeah.
of course. But anyone who hasn't seen it, check it out. It's actually a long-ish trailer. I think it's like 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes and 45 seconds or something.
Hmm.
But it really does. It captures the humor from the games, and I do have high hopes for this movie. Actually, I didn't even know. I honestly didn't even remember that it was in development. I think I'd heard about it a while ago,
Hmm.
but now that the trailer's out, looks fantastic.
Cool. Yeah, I'll probably check it out. My big titty is like half a joke, but half just couldn't think of one. Listen, the Owala water bottle is the best thing I've ever purchased in my life. They're not a sponsor, but they could be. They really could be. I love them so much. Um, I don't usually ask future me when I'm editing this video to do things, but we literally made a Google spreadsheets and put all of our water bottles in the spreadsheet and designed them in the cells. And we called it Owala Gang. So put that in there right now. I think I got Owala 5 purchases in 2 nights. I got my friend Kemi to get it, my friend Blue to get it. I got Dragon bought 2 of them for himself,
Right.
and then one for you and one for Karina.
One of them was the Marvel collab. Don't forget to mention
Exclusive,
that they have that.
the Iron Man exclusive. I was telling him before we started, I filled this up yesterday, ice cold. It's crazy. It's like I just took it out of the fridge. The best part, look at this. You can suck like a straw or you can tilt it back. It's really not a sponsor, I promise. I'm not reading off a script, but I mean, listen.
Yeah.
We want to be talking. Owala, the ball is in your court now. All right? Have your people reach out to our people. He'll be having it soon enough. Probably next pod, you'll see him all episode like me. I love
I'm
it.
more of a throw it back. Even though
really?
I can't chug. I have literally 0 chug ability. I can't open my throat. I lack the biological physique to open my throat and just like let liquid fall into my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
But I really prefer that over straws. I don't know.
Well, so
like I don't know. I
this
suck
one,
too hard.
what this one is like, sometimes it'll come out of both holes then, and then that like stresses me out. So that's why I only use the one.
My God.
The other problems. The other thing that we're gonna do live on stream is like I got these stomach pains and I don't know what they are. So I have this that we're gonna do a Vinny Bats taste test. I heard this is gross as hell. It's Metamucil. I think it'll make me shit. Maybe not like explosively, but a little bit.
It helps get things moving.
So it says 8 ounces of water or more. I don't know if this is 8 ounces. I assume so. It's a glass of water. And we're going to try it. I also got these probiotics. I'm going to have these too. And I took some Tums before. We're about to OD on all this shit. So, yeah, I mean, I heard it's pretty...
Talk about the appropriate level reaction to some very recently started stomach pain.
Listen, it's pains unlike I've ever had before. Not like in terms of like pain level, but in pain location. I feel like pain location stresses me out more.
I get that. If you felt a pain deep in your butthole, I think I'd be a little bit more concerned than, just like my shoulder's sore.
So I don't know if this is just supposed to turn into like orange juice. My sister told me it turns maybe like a little like thick. Stresses me out too.
I don't think it turns thick, but also there's no way you'll dissolve all of it, so you're gonna have some grittiness toward the end.
You know how old people have like thick water because they can't swallow water? That's what I envision this would be.
Oh, the milk of magnesia or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to like just be water, but it's so their old feeble bodies can digest it. I never want to be that old.
Oh, I want to be that old. I just want science to evolve to the point where that's not my problem anymore.
Yeah, that's what I mean. All right, let's try this. I actually dissolved it all.
You think it'll probably settle? We'll see. That is more orange than I expected.
Oh, I mean, it's not good, but I thought this was going to be... This is like basically... So obviously everyone knows the top tier orange soda is Sunkist or Crush. Fuck Fanta. Everyone knows this. This tastes like flat Sunkist. Like I just left Sunkist out for a while. I think I'm supposed to chug it. I don't know. It says
I think you're supposed to drink it fast-ish.
Drink promptly.
Yeah.
Enjoy up to 3 times a day.
It'll settle, yeah. See, he's already drinking way faster than I possibly can. That's insane. It would have taken me twice as long to drink that.
Woo! All right, listen. Bachelor party, live podcast, chugging contest.
I will probably bring like my laptop so we could do something. We could set something up probably. I don't
I
know if
don't
I'll
know.
bring like a mic.
Yeah, I don't know how you do two mics on one setup. That still
Well,
baffles
no,
my head.
I would just bring the blue blue Yeti where it can be
Oh, and
like
then
the room.
yeah,
Like instead of it being like directional, you can change the settings so it's more it gets the whole room.
yeah.
You can have more like you can have
Listen,
like
wait,
four people
are
sitting
you?
around
Because
and
you're
do it.
not in this text chain that was created.
My friend's giving me updates.
Yeah, so
He
you're
said
getting
that,
the
that you guys
updates.
picked a place.
Yeah.
It
Have
was
you
it was
seen it?
literally it was yeah, it's nice.
It's just like 8 bedrooms.
Yeah.
That's
Well, we
crazy.
have probably a lot of people that are gonna say yes, I assume.
Yeah.
And he sent it to me, and I was debating not even looking at it first and just saying like, yeah, it looks like shit, just to mess with him a little bit.
Mhm.
But I said immediately JK because I don't want him to like freak out because I did. It's funny because so the dates that you guys picked was actually like right when you guys picked them. Basically, I messaged him and I was like, oh, by the way, Karina told me that she's going to Mexico from like August 31st or August 30th to September 8th.
Mhm.
So can you try and avoid that weekend so we don't have to board the dogs? And he was like, "You fuck. We literally just decided on like the 5th to the 8th or whatever." I was like, "It's fine. Fine. We'll board the dogs." We were talking about how that's fine
Yeah.
when we were out to like our part 2 Valentine's Day lunch yesterday because we don't really do anything on the day of, so we went to dinner the weekend after and then we went now to lunch at at a new place to just try it out.
These are kind of
And we were
gross.
talking about it. They're the gummies.
Yeah, they're why are like rock hard. I
Oh,
don't
they're
know.
probably old. I would never. So I didn't even know they made gummy probiotics. I have pills that I use that I would take.
No, but everyone heard
So
of this brand, Nature Made.
yeah, Nature Made. They do a lot of different vitamins and stuff, but like the gummies specifically, when you get to the bottom of the vitamin thing, they get rock hard.
No, but
So
I
that
bought
one's
this
probably just
today.
old. I know, but it's probably old
Oh,
in
like I
terms
probably
of
did
since it
this.
was created. Like since it was created,
I mean,
who
it's
knows how
fine.
long that's been sitting on the shelf at the pharmacy or
Listen, I'm
whatever.
gonna shit my pants later. Maybe live on stream. We'll see. I mean, on podcast.
That's fine.
If I do, I'll bring the camera in with me.
Holy shit. He just brings his whole 4500 or however much I don't even remember how much your computer was.
I don't
But his
remember.
fucking bitchin' setup. Brings it all the way to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. All right. So are we doing this next thing now?
Yeah.
That I will lead,
So
or
that you'll lead?
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
you. I know more about it, so
Oh, okay. We didn't both watch it.
it's the Streamer Awards, baby. We should have won Best Streamer of the Year. The woke mod took it away from us.
Robbed.
We were robbed. But yeah, so we both watched the Streamer Awards this year. I watched more because I didn't have ads. That's right. I didn't
Yeah,
get
that's true. I had
interrupted with
ads.
ads.
Well,
Well,
you had
there
the
were ads in the
built-in
show,
ads.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't
The
have Twitch ads.
sponsors. The actual sponsors. I feel like you're supposed to be able to check off this is a sponsored thing, and then you're not supposed to get ads. I
What do you
think
mean?
because you have your sponsored stuff up there. That's how
Oh,
YouTube does it, right?
yeah.
YouTube, you put in your sponsor and the ads on it or whatever. Like if there is an ad around it, it's for whoever
Listen,
your
also
sponsor is.
YouTube needs to fix their memberships because like if I'm subscribed to or if I have like their YouTube membership, I shouldn't get ads when they're streaming. I do
Is that
only
because you have YouTube TV? You mean?
no, like okay, if I have YouTube Premium, I don't get ads. Like if I just subscribe to one channel and I become a member of that channel, I shouldn't get ads, but I do.
Oh, that's
It
ridiculous.
but it
Yeah.
is but so YouTube does it to where it's like only like one you get it when you load in the stream and that's it, I think.
Pre-roll.
Yeah, but still, I shouldn't even get that.
Yeah, because those are disabled for Twitch. Like they should be
Yeah.
mimicking Twitch's ad structure probably, which well maybe Twitch is trying more and more to add more ads
Yeah.
into its ecosystem to get more money.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like YouTube has already perfected that art to an extreme extent, and they could probably get away with if you do this small subset of the YouTube business, which is streaming, because it's all about video on demand. It's all about VODs.
Yeah.
Still, like that's where all the ads are. You can't skip them if you're a subscriber to the channel or anything. But
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. So we both watched the show. I think
I did start a little late. I didn't watch like the red carpet and shit.
I didn't watch the pre stuff, but I did watch the red carpet because there was like some pre-show before the red carpet. So I watched from the red
They
carpet.
put on a lot.
Yeah, it was
'Cause
like
that
9
event was like
hours.
4.5 hours.
Yeah, if you look at the
Like
VOD,
the event
it's
itself.
9 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they
Um.
don't have to. Oh, I can't think of the word. English has failed me. They don't have to align with programming schedules. Like when you
Yeah.
do award shows for Hollywood and they're on TV, you have certain limits and you
Yeah.
go over and it changes broadcast. But there are people literally going mad behind the scenes, like we have to delay this show by 10 minutes or whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing like that when you're just streaming on Twitch.
Yeah. So it was a long night, but I watched probably like 7 hours of it. And yeah, I mean, I think so. I've watched both previous years.
Which I did not, but I'm getting better.
Mm-hmm. And so I do think it was the best year that I've seen. Obviously there were still problems. I think the biggest one, and this has been talked about, and this isn't really a review of the show. I mean, it was a good show, but obviously during the Legacy Award with Maximilian Dude, it's probably like the most important award of the night, and the audio wasn't working during the like video that they were showing of his like legacy.
Mhm.
And I mean, obviously, like I was watching like some podcasts and stuff. They obviously tested everything beforehand. No one really knows what happened in the moment, but I mean, it sucks. But
That's what happens when you do stuff live.
yeah, like shit's gonna go
There are
wrong.
technical failures, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, I guess we'll just go through the winners and have thoughts, unless you have any general show thoughts.
I have some general show thoughts for sure. One, I did like the floor host.
Austin show.
I feel like the hosts could have been more host-ish, more involved. Like Cutie and Pokey, like having them talk a little bit more. Like they basically just did the sponsored content.
Yeah.
They had some comments where
Well,
like
so
Cutie
Cutie had
called
her-
out the
she-
floor mic or
she
the floor
had-
host for losing his mic.
Well, so she did a monologue at the beginning, like a comedy type monologue, but Pokey never did that. So there
And
was that.
Pokey's supposed to be the host, right? She's
the
really
co-host.
Oh, they're both just co-host titles.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay. All right. I mean that makes sense. It's her event.
yeah.
And if she's more comfortable doing it, or if she has, I don't know. I don't know why she would do it over Pokey or whatever, but
Yeah.
But I personally prefer QT to Pokey, so that would attract me. I missed that part. I tuned in after that.
Yeah.
I tuned in, I think, after like the first or second award were handed out.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
general.
Do you have more general thoughts?
No.
Oh, you have
overall,
no general thoughts about the show?
I mean, so, like, I don't think I have like negative thoughts.
Okay. I don't have negative thoughts.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great show. I
Yeah.
really did. I mean, there are a couple of things like I think it's a little weird. It's not negative, but it's weird that when a winner's not there, they have a recorded message and then a friend of theirs goes up and
Yeah.
accepts the award with
Yeah.
a speech or something. It's like, all right, so Kai Cenat had a friend there and he won an award, and you know, no spoilers for which one. But like his friend went up and he's like, he has bad handwriting, but it's on this napkin, and it's like he also recorded a video where he was himself and funny, and it was good.
Yeah. And like,
then it's like,
and part
so
of his
don't
speech
also
when he
have it.
accepted it was like, you guys already heard what he said.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
So I don't understand that
I
concept. I
do-
think it extends
yeah,
the
I
show
think,
unnecessarily.
I think having the video is better than the friend accepting it.
Yeah,
and
oh, yeah.
and obviously someone needs to go up, but I just don't think that someone needs to also give a speech, I guess.
Someone needs to go collect the award, which is fine, and like they can say like 10 seconds of like, you know, they said thank you to all these people,
Yeah.
you know, whatever, or like thank you for letting me accept the award on behalf of this person. I think that'd be fine. I think
Yeah.
that's basically what happens when it's other award shows from like Hollywood and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're not there to accept it, so someone goes up on their behalf and just says, yeah, they wanted to thank these people, and they don't talk nearly as long as the people who win. You know, and I do like how they have every nominee record one, so they
Yeah.
don't know for a fact that they won.
Yeah.
Because every single one of those videos start with, if you're seeing this, it means I won.
Yeah.
You know?
I loved Soda's acceptance video.
Hilarious.
I thought that was so funny.
Absolutely fucking hilarious. He is an awesome. I hated him when he first started streaming, and I was watching him WoW days when he was like 15. I mean, I was only like 18 or 19 or whatever, but he was such an annoying little fuck on his feral druid. And he's really become way funnier, way more chill, and not so like.
I mean, this
I
whole
think,
like
like, the-
OnlyFans like hardcore thing has
fucking
really
hilarious.
shown me how funny he is, like how serious he's
Yeah.
taken it, and how much he's yelled at people for dying or getting someone killed. It's so funny.
I think it's more so getting someone killed. Like that is the part that's like an affront to him.
Yeah,
Like,
like when Mizkiff got Emiru killed and he just
yeah.
went off on him.
And Mizkif, you just see him just like sitting there taking it,
Yeah.
like looking sadder and sadder as it happens,
Mhm.
because he just expects it to end, and then Soda just like takes a breath in and then just
Yeah.
goes again. Reloads,
Yeah.
fire away. His speech was hilarious. It actually had me laughing on my
Mhm.
couch just watching it. Um, and then you know what? One of my general thoughts when I was watching this right from like the get go from the chess award was one of
Mhm.
the first ones I saw. It was early in the night. I think there's no like easier way to show the disparity on Twitch with who popular streamers are than this show.
Yeah.
It's like all super attractive women and then all super nerds for guys and stuff. You have a couple people more in the middle,
Mhm.
but the gap is huge. The presenter for the chess award is like some 21-year-old singer who just started streaming out of nowhere or something, I think.
I don't remember who the
Um
presenter was, but yeah.
I don't remember her name. I don't remember. I looked her up in the moment because I was like, who the because she was so nervous. I
Mhm.
was like, is she even a streamer?
Oh, that was
Because
the
she was so
person. That's
nervous. She
one of
was
my
like
general
fumbling.
thoughts. That part was crazy. I was watching it with Ben and I was like, this is crazy because she said only one person during the award was at the actual awards.
Hmm.
And she was like, before she even read who won, she was like, oh, this person isn't here to accept the award. So we'll have to watch a video on what they said. And then you just see the person's face who has the camera pointed at them. Just like,
Yeah, like oops.
Oh, there
I
was also
I
the mess up with during best. I think it was one of the ones that Extra Emily was nominated for. I think it was best IRL streamer. I think it was the one that she
mm,
won. They pointed the camera at Emiru, which is crazy.
such a mistake.
But here's the thing. So the cameraman is also a streamer, and he showed the chart that he had, and the chart did say Extra Emily, but it was a picture of Emiru, so no blame to him. It was just like a mess up higher up, but it's still
Yeah,
just crazy that happened.
like again, live stream
Yeah,
moment. These things happen. There's no one really to tell them, hey, well, someone did say, hey, you're looking at the wrong
yeah,
person, but in the moment leading up to it, they don't have like the production level probably to have them preload like who they're looking at,
yeah.
and then someone say, hey, wrong person.
Hmm.
But that was funny because for the chess one, I really think someone probably right before she went on said, hey, there are 3 people who aren't here. If the winner's not here, you just have to say, hey, they have a pre-recorded video, because it was probably the first one where they had someone not
Hmm.
there. So she was the first one they gave this information to of how you present this award. And she seemed so nervous. I imagine she just thought every piece of information they gave me, I'm gonna just spit
Yeah.
into this mic. And so she was like, the person's not here. There's a pre-recorded video. And
Hmm.
then she like opened the thing to see who the
Which,
winner
like,
was.
yeah, understandable. If you're like
It would have
a
been fucking
somewhat,
hilarious if it was the person that was there.
yeah, if it's like a somewhat new streamer and like you were saying, and like you're in front of the big dogs of Twitch, like, yeah, you're gonna be nervous. I totally get it. I would fuck up, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, it was just crazy in the moment that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Another general thought. I always love the fucking videos that they show, like the streamers where they started and where they are
Mm-hmm.
now. Videos, those are so cool.
Yeah,
Um,
seeing some of these big names with like 7 viewers,
yeah,
0. I think it was
mm-hmm,
one of them had 0.
yeah,
Yeah, that'll be
um,
us.
mm-hmm. Right now, they'll show this clip during the Streamer Awards 2034, 10 years.
Yeah, both of us talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Except that she did say that obviously because I think I was listening to the Fear Ann podcast, which is her podcast with Hassan and Austin Show and Will Neff, the Austin Show being the floor host that you liked. Um, they were like, you need to have best podcast so we can win again, and you just need to rig it for us. And she said that best podcast doesn't make sense because like for most podcasts, no one does it live, so that wouldn't work.
Yeah, yeah,
And so like for like
it's
the
not streamed.
streamees, where it's like a overall content creator, you can do best podcast, but for the streamer awards, you can't really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So any more general thoughts from you?
I don't think so. I mean, just the disparity is like it's like shocking,
What do you mean?
you know, between like Pokey and Cutie, versus like Pirate Software
Oh yeah.
as like the types of people you have that are really big and popular streamers.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like the ones that are more on the normal side are the ones that just don't go.
Yeah.
Like Kai Cenat wasn't there. Jinxie
Mm-hmm.
seems like a little more on the normal side, but he does embrace like loser. Like one of the clips I think showed him saying basically like, their skill level is compared to your female interaction. The less
Mm-hmm.
female interaction I have, the higher skill. That's why I'm champion.
Yeah.
Like he's never even seen a woman in his life,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So you have people that are like that and like more average or middle of the pack.
Yeah.
You know,
Um.
not that I'm saying that Pirate Software is like an
No. Yeah.
ugly
He's.
guy or whatever, but like he had like he didn't really put much effort into it. Like he had long frizzy hair,
Mm-hmm.
like just off to one side. Like it's that kind of when you think like old school like cartoon nerd,
Mm-hmm.
not like pimple faced like
No.
the
Yeah.
World of
Like
Warcraft
he's a.
South Park episode.
That's his
But
dad. Like actually, like his dad is based off of that character.
you mean that character is based off his dad?
Yeah. Like that's like, and it's not even like, oh, like we're gonna like, oh, like my dad is a nerdy guy, and so he looks like that guy. Like the character was made off of his father in real life.
That's crazy that I use that example. I know nothing about Pirate Software. I just
So
saw him for the first time at the award show.
so yeah, I think like so I've never really watched him, but like his shorts come up on my YouTube shorts or TikTok all the time, and I enjoy them when I see them. And I saw that on one of his YouTube shorts that
Really?
character is based off of his dad.
That's crazy. I actually do want to start watching him too because he does like dev stuff, which
Yeah.
has always interested me. So like again, going back, I'm not saying that he's a super nerd. I'd hate him or like he's ugly. I'm just saying like that is like what I would think of when I think of a gamer,
Yeah.
like old school gamer style, not necessarily someone like Soda or like Ludwig kind of
Yeah.
thing. They seem more like these. I think more like Asmon,
Mm-hmm.
super long hair, balding, doesn't give a shit, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, that was like a note I took from all the presenters,
Mm-hmm.
all the people that are in the audience and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess we'll just go through the winners now. Say any thoughts. Best creative art streamer, Rubber Ross won. Who I think that's who I voted for, just because, like I said, I know him from the Game Grumps, and I used to enjoy the Game Grumps of my fair share. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. Best MMORPG streamer, I called this one as well. Soda, or I think I said I think Asmon's gonna win, but I want Soda to win. So I'll take that
Yeah.
as a dub for
I'm
me.
glad that Soda won.
Yeah.
And not Asmon.
She actually said that she thinks that she's gonna remove this next year because none of the winners ever show up. Like Asmon won the last 2 years. Every year he sent in a video, so it's like,
He doesn't fucking go to anything. Yeah.
yeah,
He doesn't leave Texas.
yeah. So it's like, why have it if no one's gonna go there? So that might be a category we don't see next year. Best strategy game streamer. I think I called Toast because he was the only one in that list that I knew.
That was so funny, his award.
Yeah,
His
when he was
speech
like,
too. Oh my
when
god.
he called
I actually like this guy's toast a lot. Yeah.
he called everyone out for losing.
Yeah, he was like, man, this is crazy. Like, I played TFT for 1 month and I beat all these
All
other
of
people
you.
who play it year round.
Mhm.
It's like you guys lost to me.
I will say, before even Pokey pointed it out, I was like, all these people need to stop saying I didn't prepare a speech. It was really pissing me off.
Oh my god, yeah. Just like no one expects to win.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous.
Best chess streamer was Tyler One. I thought his acceptance video was funny.
His like how to chess or like
Yeah.
chess 101 reading the book.
Yeah.
That was funny as fuck too. Yeah, he seems funny. I know there was some drama with him at some point, right? He like got banned on Twitch for a while and then came back or something.
I don't know.
When he came back, he got like the most watched, most concurrent viewers at one time.
Maybe.
I think.
I don't
Let me
know.
look it up while you go down this list.
Best software and game development streamer went to Pirate Software. I thought that
Pirate.
was cool.
I do want to start following him, by the way, just in case Pirate Software is watching. I like you. Trust me.
Yeah, he wasn't calling you ugly. He was actually saying you're like
Yeah.
super sexy if you think about
Yeah.
it.
I mean, redheads are rare.
He's not redhead, is he?
It was red hair, wasn't it?
No, it's like dark jet black.
Oh, was it really? Oh, I thought it was red hair. Oh no, my memory's all fucked up.
Best fighting game streamer was Etoile. That was cool, French guy. Best speedrun streamer. My boy Squeaks didn't win. I was very upset. I discorded Dragon and I was like, we gotta hope for best breakthrough now. Spoiler alert. We went 0 for 2. No,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think Virtual won last year. It makes sense. He does so much more speedrunning content than Squeaks does. I wasn't surprised by that.
Hmm.
Hidden Gem Award. I don't think I called any here because I didn't know anyone, but
We don't know any
Everything
of them
Now
yet.
show won, and their acceptance speech was funny as fuck. They did the same thing during the red carpet interview. They were all just talking over each other. You couldn't understand what any of them were saying.
Oh yeah. I remember this group
Yeah,
thing. The group went up and yeah, they were just talking over each other. Yeah,
yeah,
that was funny. I could not pick out a single person to follow too,
yeah.
which I normally can. You tune
Mhm.
into one voice and you just
Yeah,
listen to them. Yeah, that was well done. Obviously rehearsed too.
yeah,
So they didn't. They all should have started in unison with. Well, we didn't prepare anything.
yeah.
We didn't think we were gonna win, so we didn't prepare a speech, and
Mhm.
then just go into that. I think that would have been slightly funnier, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Um, Best Battle Royale streamer went to It's Timmy. That's cool. I know you called Nicewig. Didn't win.
I wanted Nightwing to win because I
Yeah,
like him the most.
yeah.
It's Timmy is probably the best skill wise though.
Hmm.
Like he's the guy that everyone watches when they're trying to improve their game.
Yeah. Best FPS went to Tarek. I've seen him a couple times, like with the Ludwig Tarek Invitational Valorant event. Sometimes I tune into that. Rising Star went to Nora Explorer. I know she's a GTA.
I picked her because of her name. It's
Yeah.
a funny ass name,
Mhm.
and also she seems cool.
Yeah. Best roleplay streamer. This was one that was done during the red carpet. They were like, and now, an award during the red carpet or whatever, and so Phantom won that. Best Minecraft streamer went to Quackity, which the chat was. I don't know if you had the chat open on your TV.
I did.
The international people for like Selbit and Quackity, not like crazy bad, but just like so much volume for the international folks.
I saw Quackity's name coming up for totally unrelated awards too.
Yeah.
Like people were just typing it in all caps, like Quackity needs to win. I saw his name the most in chat. I think if they went through and did like one of those like graphs, the word graphs, where it's like the most commonly seen one is the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
I literally think Quackity would be it.
Yeah.
You have to discount emotes. I think Quackity, just the word Quackity, would be the biggest word.
Yeah. I saw him and I saw Selbit a lot, who I think was up for best international. Best IRL streamer went to Ginny TTY. Stream game of the year surprised me a little bit as Lethal Company. I know it was like
Dude,
popular, but like
I'm so fucking upset about that too.
really,
I like cringed. My friend loves that game. He's like, it's such funny content. He sends me on Instagram so many fucking videos. They're all long, and it's like all these fucking idiots killing themselves running away from these monsters and stuff. The graphics are terrible. Like I understand the gameplay can be fun, but I don't know. Maybe it's just from him sending me so many of those fucking videos, but I hated that was the game that won.
yeah. I thought Baldur's Gate
Fuck
3
that
was
game.
gonna win, honestly,
I thought
or
Baldur's Gate 3 would win,
GTA
too.
5 because of the resurgence at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that was done during the red carpet was best shared channel, which went to NMP LOL, which I thought it was funny because I was watching his stream and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to the streamer award because I can't go 0 for 3 for 3 years in a row because he went the last 2 years I think and didn't win when he was nominated, and then this year he wins it. But yeah, that was before
in the future too.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for
He'll
it.
be like 0 for 8 with awards or something as of 2 years from now, and then he won't go and he'll win everything.
So yeah, that was best shared channel. Best content organization went to AMP, which is like the Kaisanat group.
Mm-hmm.
The W community, if you will. Best stream series, I'm very happy. Name Your Price won. From Austin. I loved how they ran up
I
on
like
stage.
those two guys.
Will Neff and
I
Austin,
like
yeah,
those
they're
two guys,
great.
Yeah.
I follow both of them. They're both on the Fear podcast as well, so I'm familiar with them. But so yeah, that was that one. That was cool. I was actually the reason that like Austin, if you were watching, he was like kind of confused, and I was like walking up stage and he was like looking for Will. Apparently, the bathroom flooded. The streamer exclusive bathroom flooded.
Mm-hmm.
So Will had to use general admission bathroom, and then he was like, everyone was going like, "Can I get a picture? Can I get a picture?" And then he hears "Name Your Prize" on the overhead speaker, and then he ran, and that's why he's like running in the clip where he gets accepted.
He said something about bathroom problems, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess he was taking a big shit or something.
No, the going rumor.
I didn't know the story.
The going rumor is someone shit in the streamer exclusive urinal and causing it to flood.
Yeah, That sounds like a soda poppin' move, but he wasn't there,
He
so
wasn't
he's off
there.
my suspect list.
Yeah.
But he would have been number one suspect for me.
Best streamed event. I'm very surprised by this one. It was Ludwig's Greater Dodgeball World Champion, which I did win, or which I did watch. Um, I just thought Wild West was gonna win for sure, so I was very surprised by that because
Mhm.
like just the numbers I saw with Wild West.
You gotta
Um,
link me these things. I know because sometimes you say, "Oh, I'm gonna watch this Ludwig event," but I would have wanted to watch dodgeball.
yeah,
So I need you to start sending me those. But what do you think of his "I got 5 years of me" tops
I
left?
know. I'm a
What do you
little
think of
ups.
that?
I mean, I
I
think everyone's
I
gonna retire at some point, and
I I feel like he's gonna retire, but he's just gonna go into more back end production, helping other people
yeah,
do these shows and stuff.
yeah,
So I don't know if he's necessarily done. Like if they're mostly his ideas and other people are just hosting them so that he gets a break. Like I don't think he's done.
yeah. It just
But I
depends. Like,
also I get a little frustrated by the people who are like, oh, like streaming's a full time job, so I'm gonna, I burn out and I need to take breaks and
well,
stuff.
wait. Have you seen this
I know for
Hassan
mental
drama?
health. No,
Hassan is in like huge drama recently because he said that like streaming is a hard job, and everyone on Twitter is flaming him.
I'm not saying I don't think it's an easy job. I think like getting popular, staying popular, it
Yeah,
takes a lot of effort. I think the more like you need time to dedicate, but when you're a full time streamer, you have that time.
yeah,
So it's really a choice. Do you want to do it or not? Not like maybe you get some burnout. You get burnout playing different games. I understand it.
mm-hmm.
But like as someone who works a corporate job, it's like you can either be your own boss or you work for someone else. Like I would much rather be my own boss. And like if I ever became a full-time streamer, I don't think I would ever want to stop. It doesn't make sense to me. Like you can always pivot and change and maybe you won't be as popular as you always were.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I as not someone who has lived that life, I can't understand. I can't like put myself in their shoes and think, oh, this person is like, they're like, I have two more years in me, and then they stop. Like,
yeah.
what else is there to do?
And like
Like, yeah,
also
you have
like
interest in hobbies.
I'm
I don't
sure
know.
like well, so he said that because he actually interviewed the CEO of YouTube, the new CEO of YouTube, Neil something.
Mhm.
And they did like an hour-long interview, and he said that his dream, and I don't know if this is real or a meme or something. He's like, listen, I want to retire, I want to move to Japan, and I want to open a bakery. I was like, listen, if that's what you want to do, like fucking do that shit. That's cool as hell. If that's like been your dream for a long time and you have the funds to do it because you're super successful and you're able to retire, fuck yeah,
Mhm.
do that shit.
Yeah, I get people who are working towards something else.
Yeah,
It just feels weird as someone who's working toward hopefully one day being able to just stream full time and not have to work corporate jobs.
yeah,
To have someone who is doing that thinking, oh, I want to do something else. I want to open up like a daycare or a
yeah,
bakery or something.
yeah,
I mean, honestly, you could just stream IRL stream your bakery
yeah.
and like meeting people in front of your bakery and stuff. You could do both. I don't know. It just seems weird to me, and I know it's like biased as
Mm-hmm.
but still, I honestly, it's like tough for me to understand their viewpoint and how like Pokimane is basically done streaming or whatever, or at least on Twitch.
Yeah.
Like, what leads you to want to do that? Streaming
Mm-hmm.
seems like the best job in the world. It's like if you were if you were like fucking Willy Wonka in charge of the candy factory, and you're like, I'm
Well, I
just
mean,
done with candy.
it's also like you got to deal with like harassment,
Yeah,
stalkers.
yeah, that's kind of like the life you sign up for. But I mean, it's like actors. Some actors step away from Hollywood, but a majority don't. A majority of actors just go until they literally can't function anymore. Like,
I
or
guess,
they
but also
get
it's like
totally
not the
blacklisted
like
in
yeah,
Hollywood.
it's the life you sign up for in the aspect of like it's happened to other people, so it's probably gonna happen to you type thing. But no one should like it's not like it's not okay just because it's happened to other people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but when you go into that life at this point, you gotta have like you have to have an understanding of it to know like that might happen to me. Can I deal with it?
yeah.
Should I pursue this or not? Kind of thing. Like that's like I feel like if that's gonna be the reason why you step away, you should know like it's I mean
Yeah, but also like
obviously
if
like perfect world you would know in advance like you wouldn't be able to
but
handle
also
it.
like let's say you have enough money to never work again a day in your life and you can just play video games and not stream because maybe stream has been tiresome to you after doing it for like 10 plus years. Like fuck it,
Mm.
retire, you know.
Yeah, everyone can retire, and if you have
Yeah,
the funds, do whatever the fuck you want. But it just seems weird to me.
yeah. um Best international streamer went to Quackity again.
Yeah.
Best breakthrough streamer. Weeks was up for this. Went to Jinxie, which was cool. He does come up on my TikTok from time to time. So
I've seen him before too. It's like he's got like a really expressive or just really big mouth.
yeah.
Like that's the only thing I can focus on when he had his acceptance videos.
hmm
I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's mouth. I don't. It's just you're just the eyeball is drawn to it.
Best VTuber went to Iron Mouse. No surprise there. I love whenever they bring her on like a fucking iPad. I think it's so funny.
Yeah, that was funny. It's also like I didn't think anyone else could possibly win because there were ads that we were getting or that
Yeah.
I was getting where they referenced Iron Mouse. I was like, all right, if they're big enough to be in ads and
Yeah.
be talked about, I can't imagine any other VTuber beating them.
Mm. Best just chatting went to Kai. Best variety streamer went to Queso, which was cool. I see him again on my TikTok a bunch, but never actually watched him.
That's our category too.
Yeah, best variety.
Variety is the spice of life, baby.
Mm-hmm. The Sapphire Award went to Valkyrie. League of Their Own went to Extra Emily. The Streamer Award, which I fucking love this award because
Extremer Choice Award.
yeah. So at the beginning of the show, they give everyone a hey, write down like who you like to watch or who's your favorite streamer. Liam won this, who was up for best speedrunner.
I never heard of this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I never heard.
I hadn't heard. I heard of him a little bit before the Streamer Awards, but yeah, definitely not like.
I mean, QT introduced or said no surprise because we've literally said hi to each other in his chat.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, when you're just a streamer and every big streamer's going in and talking to each other in in your chat, you fucking made it.
Yeah. So that was awesome. Legacy Award, like we talked about earlier, went to Maximilian Dude. Which that's a not voted on one. Neither is obviously Streamer. So those are the two non-voted.
Yeah. I mean, Legacy, they have to put together like a 10-minute video with no audio. So.
Gamer of the Year went to Jinxie again, and then Streamer of the Year was Kaisenet.
Mm-hmm.
So
the 2-peat won't be a 3-peat though because
we're
on the
year.
scene now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're on the scene now. Sorry, I have streamed exactly once since the Streamer Awards, and in my title, the 2024 Streamer of the Year right here. That's my title.
He did say that.
The same way I was putting fuck Optimum in every stream title in my last place, I might put that in every stream title this year.
You know, in my stream titles, I've been doing hashtag Awala Gang, hashtag We Are Strong, hashtag We Are United, hashtag We Are Unstoppable.
That's a fucking lot of hashtags. I would probably put a Walla Gang in once I start drinking out of it.
There you go. That's all I need.
So we can get it going, get the gang starting, and we'll just, if we're not in the Streamer Awards, we'll just a Walla Gang march across the nation and just go.
They should actually next year we should vote and get a bunch of people to nominate this category best Awala Gang streamer.
One of two. Like there's two choices.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Awala catches on if they sponsor us and they start sponsoring really big streamers, and then we're like, fuck.
See, but here's the problem: will Awala sponsor us if we have gang? Is gang affiliated with like a bad terminology?
I mean, I think it used to be. That's why I joked in the beginning, like, oh, we got like a tough group of people.
Yeah.
But I don't think so anymore.
All right.
I don't think it's like, because there are no gangs anymore. I mean, there are gangs, but they're not nearly as prevalent.
Yeah.
You know, if we said Awala Cartel or something, or like, Awala Yakuza, like then yeah, obvious criminal organizations, but gang has diminished as a evil term. I feel like.
Gotcha.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
But yeah, so that was the Streamer Awards. I know. So like I said in the podcast that I've watched, she said probably next year we'll not have the viewers up top to diminish costs. It will only be the streamers at the bottom, no top viewing.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, just probably knock out best MMO streamer. I've heard.
I mean, that sucks for all the people that play MMOs all the time and are like thinking to themselves, "Oh, if only I can just get a breakthrough."
But it's also like you're not beating Soda or Aspen. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, you're not beating anyone from OTK.
Yeah,
it's basically like the MMO streamer group, whatever you call them, organization.
Yeah. So we have a lot still. And we are at an hour.
We're at an hour, yeah.
I mean, we can keep going, but I'm just saying,
of
like,
course,
because these next ones will be like kind of like speed runs.
These are all like quick hits. Streamer Awards, that's the meat and potatoes. We had a 10-minute, 12-minute tangent at the beginning, till we got to the big titty and then the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
yeah, so let's do like quick hits. Like some let's, so first off, Microsoft announcement. We talked about it last pod. How what are they gonna do? They came out with their pre-recorded podcast or whatever the fuck they call it, and they were like, well, we were gonna do this in a different order, but because the internet had a leak, we are gonna announce that yeah, we have some games we've decided to bring multi-platform because we've bought publishers. We're already the biggest publisher on Sony, and we're already the biggest publisher on Nintendo. All right, let's calm down. And then he's like, we're gonna bring 4 games that are at least a year old or more. It's not gonna be Starfield, which was a big one, and it's not gonna be like I think he might have said Halo or Gears of War or whatever. He didn't say all the major titles. And then he didn't even announce it though. I don't know why you do this because then what they had was a Nintendo Direct where they showed which one? They showed Grounded,
Yeah.
which is the Microsoft exclusive, and it's like, okay, so you're gonna let Nintendo announce what game is coming instead of just saying the names on the podcast. I bet you part of the agreement was that they get to announce it first, and he like wasn't allowed to say it or something. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems weird, a weird move for them not to say which games of theirs they're bringing multi-platform. So the games that are coming, and I think the article I read listed them in this order. I think it's like 2 and 2 are going to release. Hi-Fi Rush, fantastic idea. That's apparently one of the best games ever. And Pentiment, which I don't know anything about.
I never heard
They're
of
going
it.
to release together. Then you have Sea of Thieves, which is a very big
I don't
streamed
like it.
game. I'm not a fan. But I remember you like snipe through like literally a broken fucking spyglass. That's how you make a sniper in the game. And like you can't fucking hit anything with that sniper. It's authentic to the time. You can't shoot more than 10 feet and actually hit your target. And then like we said, Grounded and I know Sea of Thieves and Grounded are gonna come out like a same day or something.
Yeah.
Grounded I know was also like a really big like shock hit. Like no one really had high hopes for it, and it was really popular and reviewed really well. I mean, nothing was stopping me from playing Hi-Fi Rush and Grounded off of Game Pass. But now that they're going multi-platform, maybe when they're hyped up again, I might finally have the time might be right, and I might play it. But they just officially announced they got these 4 games. It's none of their major titles, which is a little bit of a shock. I kind of thought they'd go more Sony route and God of War 2019 or Horizon Zero Dawn, like their own studios, like first-party major title, AAA title releases. None of these are AAA games.
Yeah.
I don't think Sea of Thieves is probably the closest to it, and I don't think the Sea of Thieves was technically a AAA title.
Yeah.
What do you think? I think
I mean,
more are coming if these are successful. And
I just think
like the
yeah,
Halos
if
and
it
stuff.
if Halo comes in, I think this is good. If not, I mean like for me, it's kind of like who cares because I have a PC, but like it's cool for other people. Really,
Yeah,
the
I
only
get
one out
the
of that
people that have
list is like
console.
Hi-Fi Rush that I would
Yeah.
play.
I would play Hi-Fi Rush and Grounded probably. I don't even know what Pentiment is. Maybe that's my favorite game of all time. I just need to look it up. I
don't even
didn't
know
look it
what
up in
Grounded
advance.
is.
Grounded is like Honey, We Shrunk the Kids.
Oh.
Like you're a group of kids who are in the backyard fighting off like ants that are huge because you're literally like a 20th of the size of a blade of grass or whatever.
Oh, that actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah. So it piqued my interest, but I had never gotten around to it. It was like Game Pass exclusive, and I just wasn't playing the games off of there. So, if they're really doing those like sleeper hits, they'll probably do like High on Life at some point.
Is
It'll be
that
like in the next
Xbox
batch.
exclusive
Game
or
Pass,
console
yeah.
exclusive?
I think it is.
Well, no, because I have it on Steam.
I don't know then.
I don't. Maybe it's console exclusive Xbox, but I do have it on Steam.
Their DLC is available only on PC and Xbox One. The base game is available to Xbox Game Pass subscribers. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think you can get it on Sony, but it says their DLC was only on Game Pass, so
Yeah.
or like PC and Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a cool start. If it gets more stuff there in the future, that's awesome. But I think we'll just have to wait and see. For this, it's like, yeah, it's cool. But
yeah, I think it's trending in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure.
As opposed to where I thought all the big studios were gonna get gobbled up and we're gonna have like this fractured gaming community. Now it looks more inclusive.
Yeah.
So that's what I like personally. Competition breeds like advancement and evolution of stuff. So if you have all of them competing, like if you have Sony now competing with like Xbox games also like more directly because Xbox players will play their games eventually, I think it'll up the game. It'll up their effort level, I guess I should say. So next one, let's do resolution updates because this has been, this has been on the agenda like 2 pods ago or something. I'll let you go first because I
Um,
know you were on to talk about your stuff.
resolution updates. I mean, listen, I've seen like 21 movies or something. I am like above and beyond my movie a week goal.
It's month 2, and he's basically watched 5 months worth of movies.
Yeah, I watched all the Saws, rewatched some of them, but finished like all the ones I haven't seen. I've seen Knives Out 1 and 2. Um, I watched all those Collywood movies that we did the Convince Me on last week.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm working through the X-Men movies because who knows whatever the fuck is gonna how they're gonna factor into Deadpool, which that we should have added to this fucking podcast
That should
this
have been your big
agenda.
titty.
God damn it.
Big should have been Deadpool. We can
Well,
talk about it. Let's get through the quick hits, and we can
yeah,
maybe end on that one.
yeah. So yeah, I mean the gym, eh, it started in this week. I've gone for a
Okay.
walk a couple weeks. Um just outside. But that's about it. I haven't really gone yet. Um but still with
Your
this stuff
phone is blowing up.
I know.
You can hear it.
I
Just
was hoping
FYI.
you couldn't hear it. Okay, I'll mute it. Uh my iPad's still blowing up, but that one's
I
much
can't hear
more.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're talking about NASCAR. Um
Important business is being
yeah.
discussed, of course.
Um but yeah, so I forgot what my other goals were. I mainly remember maybe go to the gym and the movies, and one's good
Maybe
and
go to
one's
the
not.
gym. Yeah. For me, I basically said they were all gonna start in February, but because I've had like a lot of shit come up, like planning the wedding and stuff. And also like last week I was basically crippled. My back just hurt out of nowhere, and I was on the at the point where I was like, man, this must be like a kidney stone or something. Like I was like you with this like minor pain that's going on in your front stomach, but for me it was in the back,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I
My
know that's like a kidney punch in that area. So is
mm-hmm.
that a kidney fucking stone? I'd
My
be
mom
so
was like,
pissed.
"Oh, is it a kidney stone this morning?" I was like, first of all, I don't think that's where your kidney is. Second of all,
Definitely not.
I'm peeing normal,
Well, when
and
the pain is when like the kidney stone blocks the from the kidney, like the part from the kidney that goes to like your bladder or whatever.
oh,
So you'd still be peeing normal for a while. Then when the pain disappears, the stone has passed and you're about to pee it out. And that's
oh,
when the real pain
oh
starts, probably.
no,
That's when you go to the hospital, they put you on morphine, or they just fucking knock you out until some catheter sucks that stone right out of your body. I don't know.
that
But I was concerned about that. So like there were things like that that kind of like held me back. So like tomorrow, this is 225. 226 is when I officially consider like my resolutions to officially begin, where I need to meet them, where it's like do start learning Spanish for like take like do an hour a week minimum of Duolingo, work 3 hours not streaming on stream, which I'm going to count podcast stuff on also because we really are getting this more solidified, and and I think that it's worth. I'm not going to be like, oh, I didn't work 3 hours on stream because I worked 5 hours on
yeah.
podcast or something. Um, have a stream schedule, which for me is gonna be Monday, Thursday, and variable weekend day, which will probably be more often than not Saturday, so that I don't have just all work nights where like I have to
Mm-hmm.
work the next day is when I'm streaming. And then maybe I'll have bonus ones in there and stuff, but have that set determined. That's my stream schedule. Um, and then going to the gym, my back was really stopping me from doing that, but I got to use up all my fucking sessions. I'm tired of paying for LA Fitness and not going. I got to rein my expenses in because weddings happen and are expensive. Just out of the blue, weddings happen, and then all of a sudden you, like, um, and I know I had a couple others. I have to like write them all down and really make sure that I set some time aside. But those are the big hit ones
Mm-hmm.
right there. Was gym 3 times a week, not necessarily always LA Fitness, but at least get to the gym complex here, learn Spanish, work on stream, set up a stream schedule, and stick to it.
Hell yeah,
And perfect time because this is the week of Final Fantasy, and I
I
really was
know.
hoping I would have either Skyrim or Prince of Persia done, and I have neither done because Prince of Persia is shockingly big for a
Mm-hmm.
$50 game. And Skyrim is, I just did so much side random shit, but I looked it up and I'm more than halfway through main story quest numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure the quests get harder and longer as you go, so I'm probably like 45% done with the main story, so I
Gotcha.
could power through that.
Yeah, I was hoping the same with
Yeah.
Yakuza, but that game's huge.
But you're about to be done at least with your
No.
redeem, so you could
Oh.
pause the redeem for like a week
Yeah, I
before
think
you
I'll just
start the
have
next redeem.
I might just have 3 going on at the same time. I don't know. Just until Yakuza's done. Because I'm finally getting to a place now that Witcher 3 is done that the redeem list isn't long as shit. So
Yeah. That held it up,
it
right?
really did.
Yeah. And I already got my next one in there, which isn't nearly as long. So you're
Mm-hmm.
in luck.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah.
and then, all right, now next quick hit. Kind of talked about it. It's like focusing more on pod punishment decisions because we talked about having them this year. Haven't really enacted them, but this episode marks the start. We got Monday.com #ad in the
Mm-hmm.
future when they sponsor us.
Oh.
Um, we have that set up. You can do due dates, statuses, collaborating stuff, comments, and so we have basically a timeline of when we'll get certain things done. The punishments won't be for the mini things, like if we miss by a day doing timestamps or getting the MP3 rendered and ready for me to listen to or something like that. It's not going to be like that's the punishment. The punishments are going to start with making sure we just get an episode up every 2 weeks, upload on Saturday, and then we'll record the Sunday after the Saturday when it uploads. So we have like 24 hours to get comments and sort of review them and see, if there's anything worth bringing up. If people have comments, they want to revisit an old story that we talked about. And then so we're gonna start at every other week. If we get like really in sync and really like are spending a lot of time doing it, we just get a flow going. We could maybe change the timing. But every other week seems like a good. I feel like most podcasts are like once a month or something, right? They're not usually weekly or.
Most I've seen are weekly, but that's okay. We're still new.
All right, well we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, we'll get there eventually.
Mhm.
And then we can decide on the first punishment now. I kind of like because it's pretty easy, and I really think that it would also force us because of Final Fantasy coming out soon
Yeah.
to really make sure we do it for at least for the first few podcasts. I like the auto top of list new redeem that we have to start right away.
Yeah, I think it's like
from like a roulette wheel of
yeah.
people in the stream.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think
And
that'll
it's
be fun.
not, to be clear, this isn't like if the person's already on the list, their redeem jumps to the top.
No, this is
It's
a
like
new
they
redeem.
just get to pick a
Yeah.
brand new one that just goes there, and their current spot on the list just stays the same. Yeah.
Well, I will say if, for example, like you have BioShock on the list, and let's say you won the roulette, I would let you put BioShock there, and if you wanted to do BioShock 2, for example, as your next one, I would let you switch it up in that sense. But
Gotcha. So if you pick the game that's already on the list, then that goes to the top, and you reserve your spot, and you just pick a different one.
if you want to do that, or if you want
Right.
me to play that other one sooner, then that works too. But in terms of like
Right.
sequels, yeah, that's how I think I would do it.
Gotcha. Yeah. And that would throw all of our gaming schedules into chaos.
Mm-hmm.
I probably more so me because I only have the 3 nights.
Yeah.
that I'm gonna stream, but yeah. So let's go with that. That's the first punishment. This episode, you should be hearing this if you're watching it right when it goes up on March 9th. That's the Saturday, right? Or is it 10th?
March
I have the due
10th is
date.
the Sunday.
Right. So 9th would be when it uploads on
Yeah.
Saturday. Okay.
Okay,
We
and
also
then
have one in the
hang on.
middle
So,
here that I forgot about.
So like, let's say I upload, you do the timestamps, I do the thumbnail. If you don't post on socials, do I get punished?
No, I think that. So I think right now the punishment's just gonna be: does the episode go up
Okay.
with all the pieces to it?
Gotcha.
Posting on socials about it is after the fact usually.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of. I have to get more in the habit of that, so I'm gonna exempt them because that
Okay.
also includes like TikTok videos
Yeah.
that we have to come up with, and that we might end up it might take way more time than we anticipate to do those.
Yeah.
Or we might start doing way more intricate ones.
Mm-hmm.
However much we can. Like I'm full in. I want to dedicate as much as I can, but also wedding
Yeah.
stuff. We'll both be away for my bachelor party at some point. both be away from my wedding at some point. And if those are the weekends we normally upload, we will have to pivot and adjust and stuff.
Yeah.
So as it stands now, with nothing major coming up, every
It's
other
just
weekend we'll do.
the punishments are to prevent laziness from uploads, not like stuff that you can't get out of.
Not like not being like a super strict timeline where like the thumbnail has to be done by then, otherwise boom, punishment enacted.
Yeah.
We want to just make sure we get the content out as fast as we can. I feel like for this one I'll exempt myself from the Twitter stuff because I have to get in the habit, but next one, so not March 9th, but March, add 14 to 9, March 23rd, bam, quick maths. March 23rd. So the 24th, because I want to post on Twitter when it goes up. And also, some of these are like if there is a follow up. So for this one, we would post like the Owala Gang stuff.
Yeah.
So we already have a plan for that. I'll have to write that into the Monday board. But if there's one where we just really don't have much, like the Twitter post might be like if we end up doing a TikTok, or like it might be like just posting. I have one in there, just post something funny, like be more present as an entity on Twitter. And then eventually other socials as well. Like probably Threads. Maybe we'll make a Threads if we make an Instagram for pod or something, if we want to do that. But it even could be if we want to just have like separate pod entities. I don't know. We can take this like outside the pod, but we want to have separate pod entities for some socials, like, and like we just use our own like Vinny Bats or like Dragon Rider Jack Instas to post on Threads about it and stuff. That can also work, at least for the beginning until we amass the Owala Gang in its full form, in its final form,
our full army.
Yeah. So, Owala Army. Yeah, Owala Gang has a better.
You froze for a second.
When it becomes huge, it's like the Owala Armada. Oh, sorry, the Owala Armada.
Yeah.
Eventually, or whatever we evolve to. Yeah, my internet's like being low.
Yeah, now you're
right now.
you're a little robot-y.
Yes. But boom, it's happening. 3 years later. That's fine. Yeah, you're going like slow and then fast, but your voice is totally fine on my end.
Hang on, I'll pause this for a second.
Let me know when I'm good.
We're back.
Okay. Technical difficulties, even when it's not live. Just FYI, like it can happen anywhere. They can strike from anywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna do two things that are kind of combined. Basically, anime news. Got a Naruto live action movie, not series, announced. It's gonna be helmed by the director and co-writer of Shang-Chi, which is one of the better, Marvel movies of Phase 4 and beyond. Yeah, post Endgame, one of the better ones. There's a bunch of other people that are joining that have decent track records, I think. Like one of the production company behind Borderlands. So if that's good, then maybe higher hopes for Naruto being good. I just think that Naruto is one of the more difficult live actions to do.
It definitely is.
Because there's a lot of stuff that seems more like magic. Like it's gonna be a lot of like Doctor Strange effects going on. Like
it depends. So, who's whatever company is doing like VFX and
different
stuff.
Clones of one person.
We're still having technical difficulties, I think.
That's fine. Power through.
All right.
You did a little bit, but for your end, it's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think this is cool. I think he did a good job with Shang-Chi. So, but here's the thing: he's only directing it, right?
No, he also is. It says penning, so he's writing it.
Oh, okay, cool. Then yeah, I mean, so I did see a quote from Kishimoto, and he's like, "This is the only person I trust to do this." Like, I'm sure they went through a couple directors, and
hopefully he's a fan of the source material.
Yeah,
like we got like a One Piece situation going on where someone who is a fan already is in a position where they can, adapt it to a different medium.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. But we'll just see. I don't have really, even after One Piece, I don't have high hopes for anything. I think it's just if it's good, it's good type of thing. But if it sucks, I'm not too invested.
I'm just wondering, like, where would a movie end, right?
Land
Like
of
trying to think of
Waves,
Naruto arc.
Zabuza.
It would have to, right? It
Yeah,
would have to be like he's the big bad of the movie.
yeah.
So they have like him permeate even the first few things as like the team forms.
Mm,
But I think it could be really cool. I think the most important casting is Kakashi.
yeah.
So the Kakashi versus Zabuza is
See, but here's,
good.
do you think you go full on wig, looking exactly like the anime, or do you think you have like somewhat normal hair that looks maybe a little like Kakashi, but no one's hair's going like that type thing?
I think you do wig. I think you do wig and you try to be more accurate.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like not just hair paint, like for Naruto and for Kakashi, I think you do wig and Sakura to have the pink hair.
yeah. No, but I'm saying like
For
even like Sasuke, do you think like you go like wig because no one's hair looks like that? Like you can't.
to
This,
be exactly, I'm going more by color and like I think Naruto's is just gonna be spiky and
mm-hmm.
not just like not like a Bart Simpson
Yeah,
level spike or like a Maggie Simpson
yeah.
where it's just like it looks like their head is that shape
Mm-hmm.
almost. No, I think it's gonna be mostly color and hair design. I think for Kakashi you need a wig because the hair has to be really long
Mm-hmm.
and white. For Naruto, I think you also need a wig just because it's like literally an unnatural yellow and like you need to spike up the hair. You could just hair paint, almost like a Zoro situation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or even like Sanji was kind of hair paint with long hair
Yeah,
covering. It's not always covering his one eye. Like you can see that the dude has two eyes,
yeah.
right? Sanji, the big thing was like, does he even have a second eye? No one knows
Mm-hmm.
because that's how he was always drawn.
Yeah.
For Sakura, you definitely need a wig though. There's
Mm-hmm.
no way you're gonna hair paint. You're gonna dye a girl's hair that pink,
I mean,
and
I
it's
think
gonna
it just
be
needs to be
good for all of
somewhat
shooting.
pink. Like I see a lot of people who have like pretty pink hair.
Yeah, but is it all of their hair?
Yeah,
I guess it can be. Yeah. I mean, it depends on how they go. I think that Kakashi and Sakura would be wigs. Naruto and Sasuke would just be hairstylists.
yeah. We'll see.
I mean, they could also do wigs. I mean, they do great wigs in Hollywood
Yeah,
now. As long as they don't do a Dragon Ball movie, we're
yeah.
good. Where they just spiked up his hair in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I actually do have higher hopes than I would have, just because One Piece exists and because of who is helming it. But it's not like I'm expecting fantastic things.
Yeah.
I think it all really depends. It all really comes down to casting and who is in charge of the visual effects. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other anime news, this was more for me personally because I'm such a big fan of the series. But Slime, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, season 3. They have a trailer that came out, not dubbed, so I had to watch a mirrored version with someone who fan dubbed it
Damn.
or
Wait.
subbed
Oh
it.
yeah, I was
Subbed
gonna
it. I
say.
mean, which I think they did pretty good. But they kept saying Demon King instead of Demon Lord and stuff.
Mm.
Uh, but they have the trailer and they have some new casting and basically it seems like it's gonna be like a big fucking a lot of fights. It's like the girl who had that rainbow sword thing where he lost a fight
Mm-hmm.
basically, but he sort of like he like I forget what it's called in movies, but he Deus Ex Machina himself out of it by using like a clone or a doppelganger. It's gonna be her versus him versus Rimuru. And then you have her entire order of like the people beneath her who report to her that would probably fight against like Benimaru and all of his other people. You even
Gotcha.
have like a full on Valdora like in dragon form hulking walking towards somebody.
Damn.
Whoever
That's
has to
pretty
fight
cool.
him is totally probably fucked, I would
Mm-hmm.
imagine. But it looks like it's gonna be cool. It looks like same animation style and everything, and it's coming out April. I actually wrote this
5th.
down. April
He's
5th.
Robody again. Yeah.
Yeah, April 5th airing, and I'll be watching that shit weekly for sure. Yeah, I couldn't even load the comment
I don't know if
on
I'll watch
Monday.com.
it weekly, but because that's a show I like to binge. But I'll definitely be watching that.
I watch it weekly because of the train ride to the city. Like
Yeah, that's
it'll
easy.
replace at that point Shangri-La Frontier
Yeah.
as one of the weekly ones. Yeah. All
But yeah,
right.
so that's all cool.
All right. So you ready?
I'm scared.
I mean, this one might be tough for you to come up with 3 of them because I didn't want to do anime because I have a couple of anime ones, but you did anime last week. I want to, variety is the spice of life. That's my new motto, I guess, because we're variety streamers. Um, so my top 3 is gonna be the top 3 uh good series ruined by a terrible ending Could be movie, book, it could be anything. Anime, anything.
I
So for me, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, my one is Game of Thrones, no matter what.
Okay. So see, the Game of Thrones is my 2.
Okay.
My 3 is Aragon.
The
I'm not gonna.
movie,
I would. It would no.
the
The
book.
book series.
Oh, really?
I would say like it's a stretch to say it's ruined.
Mm-hmm.
I really think the book series was amazing for me. Like Dragon Rider, the
Yeah, it came
first
from
2
that.
pieces of my name, Dragon Rider came from Aragon. The whole series, it even went from a trilogy to 4 books, totally fine,
Mm-hmm.
until the last like 50 or 100 pages where all this resolution stuff, I was unsatisfied with some of the things that happened. There were things that were foreshadowed in book 1
Mm-hmm.
that after, because he had outlined, Christopher Paolini was the author. He
Mm-hmm.
outlined all of book 1 and wrote it, and it was a really big hit. When he got picked up to finish the series, when it was officially like the publisher was like, "We'll do it," he started to write 2, and then realized like he was kind of going off the rails. So he sat down and really built out an outline of what would happen. And then as it evolved, he was like, "Oh, some of the things I knew would happen at the end, they're changing now." So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff that he wrote in book 1 that was published is now like kind of like thrown out the window for foreshadowing. And so I was not exactly happy with all the resolutions of all the characters. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I need like another series. And he wrote a Murtagh book, which is like a standalone book of one of the other characters in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I really feel like the last 50-ish pages, up until they basically beat the big bad, it's fantastic. After they beat the big bad and there's resolution for all the characters, I was unsatisfied.
And that's your
Like it wasn't,
3.
I didn't feel satisfied. That's number 3. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Number 2 is Game of Thrones
Mm-hmm.
because I loved that world. I love the books and I still have high hopes for the books, but they were talking about the HBO series.
Yeah.
The last 2 seasons, borderline 3, once they didn't have source material to adapt and they were coming up with their own shit based on just bullet point lists,
Yeah.
just, I mean, the cinematography evolved to a point where it was amazing. Everything that they were doing visual effects wise, amazing. Story wise, it was in the pooper.
Yep.
So many things that happened were either unexpected, didn't have enough build up, like they threw in for shock value. I don't even know some of the things. Like I don't know how much. I mean, we can spoil stuff. It doesn't matter. That's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Like you have the author coming out and saying that someone hitting a dragon in the air is like a 1,000,000 to 1 shot, and it takes pure luck. No amount of skill can make you hit a dragon. 2 dragons in the last 2 seasons hit. One when it was a speck on the horizon, sure, by a supernatural being, but still, get the fuck out of here. As soon as that thing is thrown, the dragon just veers course a little bit, you miss.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. And then the even worse part, a normal fucking human standing on a boat on the ocean, rocking, using a big ass weapon that's never been tested, hits a dragon in the fucking neck. And he must have been so far away that the people didn't see him.
Mm-hmm.
And a dragon, a hyper intelligent, mythical being with armor across its whole body, can breathe fire, has the vision of a fucking eagle, doesn't see this thing coming, hits him from the side, right in the neck, dies.
Yeah.
That's totally ridiculous. Some of the last fights felt super forced and like they shouldn't have gone the way that they did.
Mm-hmm.
And it really seems like D&D wanted the people that were popular to win these fights instead of it being like what probably the author would do and kill the good people or the popular people to some extent. And just like the ending.
Yeah.
Just what the fuck? I don't even know where to go with that one. Like Bran becomes king and he doesn't pardon his brother. That's not his first move. And then the North also secedes, which is where he sends him. And it's like, does he really have to return to the wall? No, but he chooses to. So it's like he gets what he wants.
Yeah.
It's just all over the place. And Bran, this fucking cripple, why do you think I came here? You expected to be made king as a cripple who can't have any heirs. And also this weird fucking guy that creeps everyone out. You thought that they would all vote you in as king? Tyrion taking his side for no fucking reason?
Yeah. No.
I've ranted about this in my life many times. So that's 2. And then number 1 for me is Lost TV series.
Damn.
I was watching Lost. It's probably what I bonded with my mom over the most. We watched Lost every week when it came out. We did not miss it ever. And this is before you had social media as like a big player where you could just go on and see a bunch of people talking about it. You had to go on like forums, like fan-made sites. You wanted to see some things that were happening, you had to like scour news articles for like people that had consolidated a bunch of things from random people on the internet that just posted their thoughts in a blog somewhere, like their own WordPress blog
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. And we were going through that. and looking it up and finding them and thinking about theories and like debating their legitimacy. And then just the ending was just terrible. I don't
Isn't
even
it
know
that it
how
was
to.
all a dream or something?
It's not all a dream. It's like, and it's also goes back to they specifically said this thing wouldn't happen. Where we still as I need to I would need to rewatch it to see if we ever get the solid answers. But like the supernatural beings that seem to be in charge of this island, you don't really get a good grasp of why they're supernatural, who they are.
Hmm.
Like they have this woman who basically adopts both of them, and she passes her power onto the two of them, and then they fight and kill each other. It's based on mythology somewhere for sure. But like they said specifically, the characters aren't dead. It's not the afterlife. And
Hmm.
then the last season is them in the afterlife. And
Damn.
then like they take the ride to heaven or whatever together. And then some versions of the dead characters have lived further in the real world. Like there was so much mystery built up around the show, and then just what the island ended up being was just so dissatisfactory.
Hmm.
Like those two guys, I think those two guys tried to do other shows after that, and they basically had the same result where it was mysterious, and then the endings sucked, and
Damn.
so people just wrote them off as like they'll never satisfy us with their stories.
Damn.
But one will always be lost for me in this category. Like I just can't get I to this day can't get over how much time I wasted on Lost and thinking about how many cool things it would be, what possible answers we would get, and then we got nothing.
I've only seen like a couple seasons of it. I liked it, but
Oh yeah, the first two seasons are great.
yeah. Um, so I don't really know for this one. Um, I've been trying to think this whole time. I have like ideas, but I don't know if I'd put it like on a top list. Like, I think the first two X-Men's are good movies, and then I think the third ruins it. I don't think they're like
Yeah, that's fine.
great.
That's fine. Yeah, that could
Um,
count.
so maybe like that's my three. But I'm just gonna say three is X-Men in general, but not like comics because I haven't really read them. But I mean like, so I think like X-Men Origins Wolverine isn't a bad movie until you bring Deadpool into it.
Mhm.
Like, but besides that, I mean, like you got Will I Am as a teleporting cowboy. That shit's cool as hell. Um, and I did read a thing that was apparently like at the end of the movie, the post credit scene is like Deadpool is like he like has his mouth uncovered and he's like shh at the camera. So apparently, if Ryan Reynolds never like made his own shit, he would have eventually been the Merc with the mouth, and they were just like leading up to him with like a shitty origin story. So like, there's a
Mm.
chance it could have worked with their original vision, but like that movie standalone isn't good. Um, I also think same thing with like X-Men and X2 United are like they're not like great movies that I would like be like holy shit you have to see this, but like they're good, they're not bad. And then like X-Men The Last Stand is just like seven different plot points going on. You have like the cure to the mutants plot point, you have like the Phoenix plot point. Also like the Phoenix plot point is like hey, this is from her schizophrenia, not even like the Phoenix is an entity from the cosmos.
Yeah, not the Phoenix Force or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So that
So one of my honorable mentions might have been Naruto.
I
I'm
was
surprised you're not really considering that.
that might be my
Oh,
two.
okay.
X Men's my three.
Okay.
So I think my two might be Naruto, only in the sense of so I don't like Kaguya. I think Madara should have been the final villain.
Hmm.
But also even if I say Naruto is good the whole way through, and we consider Boruto as part of the universe, then that part would have ruined Naruto's ending.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think Naruto's
At least
universe.
for the character, right?
Yeah,
At least for the character of Naruto and Sasuke
yeah.
so
Dude,
far.
Sasuke is a tree right now. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you've said that in the last 2 to 3 pods.
Yeah, he's
Talked
a
about that.
tree.
It's
Why?
fucking weird. Yeah.
Um. So yeah, I think that's my list then. Game of Thrones, Naruto, X-Men.
Hmm.
And I haven't really seen like the last couple X-Men. So I haven't seen Dark Phoenix. I've heard it's bad. I haven't seen New Mutants. I've heard it's like eh. But like so
Hmm.
it's like the same thing with the original trilogy. Cuz like First Class and Days of Future Past, I haven't seen them yet in my rewatch, but I remember them being awesome.
Hmm.
Um so I think Apocalypse was like the start of the downhill, and then I heard Dark Phoenix was just real bad. So
Hmm.
it's like every X-Men trilogy just has good starts and then sleeper finishes. So
Hmm.
That's my list, I think. I have no honorable mentions because I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what else. I
I
mean,
guess your honorable mention could be Naruto.
Naruto being an honorable mention just because it just goes so off the rails story wise. It's so hard to follow and it's rushed. It's a rushed ending, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really feel satisfying.
Oh, I have a great one as an honorable mention. If it's on the right track, My Hero.
If it's on the track that we think it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah, My Hero, it's not done yet, so I can't add it. But because we've been talking about that, that's why I came up with this list.
Yeah.
Or that's why my top 3 was this also. Yeah, My Hero looks like it's going in that direction. I read the new one.
I didn't read today's. If there was
Honestly,
one today.
the I think I would like die of a broken heart if One Piece ends terribly.
Oh my god.
It doesn't seem like it's going in that direction at all. But like, just imagine, like he has like 5 years left of making this thing.
Yeah.
So if like 3 years from now we're all of a sudden like, oh my god, like,
Because we weren't
thinking
like this. We weren't thinking like this for My Hero until like recently, until like the
Yeah,
last
but My
couple
Hero-
chapters. So like,
My Hero seems to has more of the potential to go that way, just because there are certain things that could happen that seem to be coming in like more likely, where we're like, this is so fucking dumb.
yeah,
You
we
know?
can talk about it in like a spoiler episode when it's done, which should be
Yeah.
like relatively soon.
Honestly, we should almost do special pods for that stuff, right?
Yeah,
You could even do like My Hero ends, last issue comes out, bam, we talk about it. You
Yeah,
know?
and
Even
like
if it's only
just
like
a
a
new
30-minute
pod, yeah.
thing. Like it's just like we need our raw reactions up there kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like another one that could be an honorable mention would be not necessarily that it ruins it, but Demon Slayer seemed to end for me like the manga
yeah,
seems to end in like it's just a little weird, so it's harder to follow, and it's like I need the anime to come out to clarify it before I really make the judgment on it.
yeah.
But I expected a different ending, and I would have been more satisfied with a different ending for Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I
That's
think the
another,
whole like
potential honorable mention.
spoilers. I guess that manga's been out for a while, but like the whole like Tanjiro demon aspect of the ending, I didn't get at all.
Yeah, that seems so dumb.
Yeah. And then he's
Because, like,
fine, and then
again-
there's an epilogue, and then there's like incest. It's like 200
Yeah, right?
years. It's like 200 years later incest, so it's like how related are they? But it's like we as readers know that your like great 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 grandfather and great 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 grandmother were siblings.
And it's like, why even have that
Yeah.
little piece at the end? Why?
I guess it's just
go
to
forward
show that
200
like
years?
I guess it's like, hey, we really did get peace, but like I don't know.
Or it's to show like, hey, this is possible. Maybe this did happen in the past, and we've come 200 or 300 years, and all these demon stories from Japan are true.
True.
Like it could be something like that. You never know.
Until
And
Demon
then-
Slayer 2 comes out, and then these like incest bitches are gonna need to like fend for their lives because he's
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, he reses through their bloodline, kind
Yeah.
of like Yu Yu Hakusho style. Another potential future honorable mention is going to be Haikyuu, just the anime, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because it ends with these 2 movies. But the movie for Haikyuu 1 came out in Japan, no release for America set yet, but it
Yeah.
actually beat Demon Slayer, didn't it?
Yeah.
It beat Demon Slayer movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives me high hopes. It could just be people starving for Haikyuu content because it's
Mhm.
been like 3 years since season 4 part 2 came out.
Yeah.
So I want to know what happens in this fucking movie, and the day it comes to Crunchyroll, I'm gonna watch that shit.
The day it comes to America, I might go to a theater.
Oh, if it comes to theaters, I'm for sure seeing it in theaters.
Yeah.
Like without a doubt, I'll go by myself. I don't give a shit. Like I will go see that movie in theaters. I'm just not 100% sure it will because they haven't even announced an America release,
Mhm.
and the movie already came out in Japan.
Yeah. I just don't get how you fit that many chapters in 2 movies. Maybe in the manga they showed like extra matches that we don't care about. Maybe it's just like,
Mm.
oh, their team beat this guy, and then they show like every other like semifinal match. And maybe in the anime we'll just get, okay, we get their match, and then this team won, this team won, this team won. Hey, it's time for the finals now, type thing.
Mhm.
Which I'm almost positive the final's gonna be Crow versus Cat.
And that's
Battle of
the
the
next, that's the next
Junkyard.
one.
Oh, that's the movie. Oh, so are they in like?
No,
the
that's literally if you like at the end of season 4 they show that they're the next match.
Oh, okay. Then we
and
already know
instead of
that.
doing a whole season for them, now we get a movie.
So
which
then maybe what they do is this movie ends the tournament. If they're
Mhm.
are they the
they
final
beat
of the
them.
tournament?
I imagine that they are gonna win the Battle of the Junkyard because they never won
Yeah.
a single game against them in their whole history
So
leading
I
up to that point,
imagine they win that,
and they
and
get to
that's
like the
movie
finals or
1.
something.
So maybe
Yeah,
we get 2 matches in the movie, that plus the finals, and then I think
plus
movie
the
2 is going to
finals.
be the time skip.
And you might have like a compilation of like the matches in between that are like important because they're semifinals, but they're not the finals.
Yeah.
If they make it that far, because again, I haven't read that manga. I did start that manga. I am gonna probably read that manga because I am so upset that the movies are happening.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, that is another potential. And then the the next movie, since they said there'd only be 2, it would
Yeah.
be the end. Like because we know there's a time skip involved, so it would
And
be
then
like
it's what's his
they'd
face
probably
and what's his
start that
face.
movie young, or they probably start that movie right after the first movie ends, and then do the time skip.
I also
and then
think
do
giving
whatever
him
the
a
end
growth
is.
spurt. I don't know. I haven't seen it in action yet, but I think giving him a growth spurt it makes him too OP.
Does he get a growth spurt? That's
Yeah,
official. You know
he's
that?
tall as shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Well, I mean, he is still at the age where he can grow, so it only makes sense.
Oh yeah. I don't think like
But
lore wise it's bad. I just think as like he's too OP. He's Goku of volleyball now.
yeah,
But no. So
yeah.
what all I know about the time skip is one he gets a growth spurt. I think he trained in some like other country
Brazil.
and then
He goes
Brazil,
to Brazil,
yeah. And then
but he
the
plays
match
on
is
beach.
him versus Kageyama.
Mm-hmm.
They both have their own team.
Because that's how all sports anime end. The first fight is always that last fight, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I knew that part. So I'm looking forward to that stuff. Yeah, growth spurt does seem a little like if he's as tall as Kageyama or taller, and he's like looking down at him. Holy shit! One, I would love it
Chills.
because it'd be fucking hilarious. But yeah, I would have goosebumps. Like how powerful of a volleyball player is this guy?
Yeah.
Like how high can he jump now that he's tall too?
Oh yeah.
Like he would jump over blocks for
Mhm.
sure, which is insane. At like playing volleyball, that's just insane. And I wanted to end with I wanted to end with the we ended up with all these honorable mentions. What are we at now? Like almost 2. We're at an hour and 40 minutes.
141.
141. Good place to stop, I
Yeah.
guess. So quick hit is gonna be, or like the big takeaway now, like for like as a viewer is probably we're gonna have some consistency coming without a doubt. We have due dates and stuff, so we became more task oriented. I don't know what kind of keywords we want to use that Monday.com would use, but I will say for Monday.com, it sucks that I have to say .com after I say the name every single time, because if I just said Monday, you'd think the day of the week. So
Yeah.
I really wish they named it something different, these buttholes. And did you want to do the Deadpool 3
No.
trailer?
No.
No, we'll just save it for next time. Okay.
I had it
So
a
we'll
new
definitely have that in
status.
the next pod. Next. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. We can just change those then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. All right. So we'll get more regular, talk about a lot of stuff because we wanted to and we had the time.
Yep.
And we literally watched the sun go down behind you.
I know. I love doing that
So-
when I'm looking at one of my VODs. I'll just like scrub it really fast and I just see it go down.
Yeah. I like that too, but now I can't really see it as much because my windows in this basement are all the way fucking over there. Anyway, for all the stuff you just heard, you didn't hear it here first. You didn't hear it here last. You heard it here. Eventually.